What's up, YouTube? This is Mathwas97, and welcome to episode number 22 of my SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 General Manager Mode! We're here for the SummerSlam pay-per-view for the August 18th event in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, I would assume, unless... Anyway, as we can see, big event here tonight, as it is a crossover between the Raw and SmackDown brands, so... I mean, just look at this. Monday Night Raw, they're throwing up a lot of the stipulations, so we have to kind of answer back with some stipulations of our own. So not only will we have the first ever steel cage match, which will be contested between the United States Champion Kurt Angle and Edge, but we will also have, for the World Heavyweight Championship, for the first time ever in this series, Bret Hart and Triple H will face off in a Hell in a Cell match. That is right. We waited. We gave it some build-up, and I feel like SummerSlam, I mean, you just see all the stipulations that Monday Night Raw is thrown at us. I mean, like Last Man Standing, Iron Man hardcore match. We kind of got to do something to balance that out. So I feel like now is the time. It's now or never to unveil this Hell in the Cell. So we're going to go ahead and have that as our main event. And then, of course, this matchup, which just kind of jumbles together a couple of rivalries that have been going on as of late. Gonna merge them together into this one matchup to try to get a good rating out of it, as this will be a Tornado 6-man tables match. So basically how this one goes, like any other table match, the goal is to put your opponent through the table. However, this time there are going to be 6 people in the ring at once, so this could get crazy, to say the least. It's not an elimination matchup, it's just a straight-up tables match, so the first person who puts their opponent through the table will be the winner. And I feel like that could be pretty interesting with having 6 superstars in the ring. I mean, a lot can happen when, of course, the more superstars you have in the ring, the more chaotic it's going to be. So this is, hopefully, should be a good matchup to kind of kick off the pay-per-view. I know technically Raw had the opening matchup, but we get the main event, so this is going to kick off the pay-per-view for SmackDown, and we need to kick the doors open with a bang. We need to come out all guns blazing. We need to take over SummerSlam. That is our goal here tonight, folks. And I do apologize for, in the last episode, kind of leaving the commentary just, you know, the last minute, almost, you know, last minute or two was just kind of, you know, I got cut off, unfortunately, and I never really had the time to go back and get that. You know, I figured you know, I hadn't really had the time to go back and finish it, and now you're probably wondering, well, obviously you have the time now to go back and finish it because, you know, you're obviously doing commentaries, but the way I see it, I mean, it's only like 2 minutes of commentary. There's no way I can get back into whatever I was talking about, so instead I just kind of put the music there, and I'm sure, well, maybe you're not wondering that because, hey, that video is already uploaded, obviously, by the time you're watching this. But, yeah, I haven't been able to get commentaries for a while, so I really have to, you know, capitalize on this opportunity and get some videos done today. So, we've got this SummerSlam pay-per-view. This is where I'm starting off, and then I gotta go get some Universe Mode commentaries done, which you probably have already seen prior to this pay-per-view, just because I like to balance my series out. I don't really... I mean, obviously, Universe Mode is my focus, my main focal series, and I do apologize, you know, as seemingly happens in every commentary I do at this point, if the audio skips at all and does that weird voice thing. You know, only once has that ever gotten to a point where it was horrifically bad that I had to go back and re-record the commentary, so hopefully that is not the case this episode. Hopefully it works out. I mean, obviously, if you're hearing this, if you're hearing me say these words, then it was not bad enough that I had to scrap the commentary entirely. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what the title of the video was, but whatever it is, it was for the 08 GM mode. I think it was actually titled Technical Difficulties. I don't remember what the episode number was, but if you're curious, you can go back through the bowels of my channel and kind of find that out. You know, just see for yourself how bad it can be. But as you can see, Rob Van Dam with a scoop slam right into the table there, but it did not break. Christian did not go through the table, so the match continues. And in this style of a matchup, obviously a tables matchup, you know, you can put yourself through the table. Like, say you're going to run up and spear somebody through a table and they duck out of the way, and you go through the table. Well, you're not eliminated in that instance. Your opponent has to physically put you through the table to take you out of this matchup. So, as we can see right now, I mean, so, you know, like, what could have happened moments ago? Van Dam, if he had scoop slammed Christian through that table, then the match would have been over. But if, you know, Christian had put himself through the table, then the match would have continued. Just for any of you who are new to the table matchup rules and stipulations. But as we can see right now, we've got Paul London trying to get back inside the ring. Orton and Paul London going at it. Van Dam goes back after Christian. And then we have Chris Benoit, of course, and the British Bulldog, who are just kind of doesn't look like they're really doing much. They're just kind of walking around trying to figure out who their next target is. Is again Paul London tossed to the outside, down to the floor. And the action's going to be pretty difficult to cover in this one. I mean, like I said, we have 6 superstars in the ring. So there's going to be a lot going on. We have about 3 different confrontations at the moment. Paul London and Orton undergoing a bit of an exchange right there. British Bulldog with an elbow right to the back of the head of Chris Benoit. And Van Dam, I believe, just kicked the Bulldog's face in with that one. But, yeah. So we've got SummerSlam going down here today, which could perhaps be the final nail in Monday Night Raw's coffin. Unless, of course, they somehow manage to outdo us this pay-per-view, which I doubt, but it's possible. I mean, our feuds, you know, a bit of a dangerous thing when you have these successful feuds. Like, you run up to the 3-star, or not 3-star, 3 thumbs up rivalry rating. That's when it gets to the point where sooner or later your rivalry is going to die down, and it's going to get that thumbs down rating, and you gotta conclude it. And sometimes, you know, obviously the rivalries I have going now, like the Triple H Bret Hart rivalry, the Kurt Angle Edge, those I want to try to end at this pay-per-view, because I mean they've been going on for about 10 weeks or so, and I really want to wrap those up before we get that thumbs down rating. But that is potentially a risk we could face at this pay-per-view. If one of those rivalries were to get a thumbs down and kind of, you know, provide some lackluster ratings, then that definitely could be a possibility. So we can't count that out as a factor. Oh, but look at that double suplex from Benoit and London. Christian, the back of his head bouncing off that ring bell. But yes, that is a possibility though. So this pay-per-view is not in the bag by any means just yet. But, you know, that's kind of what makes the 3 thumbs up rivalry kind of a double-edged sword, is that, you know, you get these super high ratings from, you know, these main event caliber matches. You get up to those 4-star, 4.5, maybe even 5-star match ratings. But then, you know, if you try to if you try to use it for too, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm stumbling here. Apologize for that. But, if you're, you know, if the rivalry runs its course and, you know, you've used it for too long, then you got to do something else. You gotta end it off. You gotta stop it there. Otherwise, the fans are gonna get tired of it, and your ratings are going to plummet because of it. So we got to be careful about that. Although I do have one idea. You know, because when we're looking at the Orton and Benoit rivalry, obviously this kind of a 6-man matchup is not going to conclude their feud. I do have an idea for one more showdown between these 2 men that would take place on the next episode of GM Mode. And I'm looking forward to that one, because, you know, it's going to be big. Obviously, we have a feud like this. We have to raise the bar even higher than we've already set. And, I mean, this pay-per-view is going to do a great job at setting the bar high. Obviously, because we're unveiling the first ever Hell in the Cell matchup. But wait a minute. The Bulldog got Paul London with a DDT through the table. And that is going to score the victory for Christian, Randy Orton, and the British Bulldog. Well, Just like that. I mean, that's how it goes in a six-man matchup. You got to be sure that you're on your toes at all times. And just like that, you know, all it takes is just to put somebody through a table to win that kind of a matchup. So really, it could happen out of nowhere. But now we move on to the next matchup that, unfortunately, for the rest of the episode, we do not have entrances because back in these times, Steel Cage and Hell in the Cell matches did not, you know, they did not have entrances, so that's a thing. We don't have entrances for the rest of the pay-per-view, which is a bit unfortunate because SummerSlam, you know, it's got that really cool stage design, and we were only able to see it once. I know it looked really cool when we had Shawn Michaels in 2008, and it had the whole pyrotechnics thing alongside the Tron. That was really cool. Not sure if they have anything like that in this kind of an older game. Maybe they do, but I guess we're not going to be able to find out. Unfortunately, not this year. No, we don't have anyone who's got that kind of pyro that can. If we did, well, they're not going to be able to showcase their entrance. But we've got the steel cage match at the moment. Kurt Angle and Edge going at it as Kurt Angle already targeting the leg, the ankle of Edge, try to set him up for that ankle lock submission hold. And as I was saying earlier, you know, with those rivalries, I do have an idea for Orton and Benoit. They'll be facing off next episode to kind of conclude that rivalry, assuming that, you know, we don't get the thumbs down this pay-per-view, which I doubt, but it is a possibility, which is kind of unfortunate. But I have been mentioning that there are all these legends that I'm unlocking, that you know, I finally completed the season modes. I did one for Raw and SmackDown. I completed both of them, so we've got guys like The Rock, Stone Cold, Junkyard Dog, the two other Hulk Hogans, because, you know, one Hulk Hogan's not enough. We gotta have three. But hey, at least it's not SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, where we have 4 Mick Foleys. I mean, at least in that sense, that one made sense because, you know, 4 faces of Foley. It makes sense, but, you know, wait a minute, cover here by Kurt Angle. 2 count. Could have Edge, but he does not. The match will continue. But yes, we have Hollywood Hogan, we have 80s Hogan, and we have the regular Hulk Hogan, who was already drafted over to Raw. Although I don't believe racist Hogan is in the game, so at least, you know, that could have been a 4th Hogan. But this is 2006, nobody knew about that. I don't even know why I brought that up. I haven't even looked into that. I just see things on the interwebs, but, you know, I don't go into detail on things like that. You know, I like my wrestling without, you know, all the internet stuff, the spoilers and whatnot, even though that's not really a spoiler. It's just there, but I honestly couldn't care less about Hulk Hogan. So, yeah, that's a thing. But anyway, back to the match at hand as Kurt Angle tosses Edge over into the corner. Now with a running clothesline, staggers Edge. As right now, I mean, Kurt Angle is in control of this one. Edge is in trouble. Well, with a move like that, with a huge spear like that, that'll definitely get Edge back into this thing. And now, here we go. Edge just punching away at the face of Kurt Angle. And now look at this. Submission hold locked in here by Edge. But, unfortunately for Edge... wait, no. Never mind. I'm thinking of a different steel cage matchup. Never mind. There are pinfalls and submissions in this matchup. And you can also escape the cage. Which is better than what I was thinking in the newer game, WWE 2K15. Because without Match Creator, there is no pinfall submission. You can only escape the cage, and that sucks. Because the whole point of a steel cage match, at least I feel like, the whole point of it... Oh, wait a minute! Edge with a roll-up! Edge could have Kurt Angle here! Edge may have won back his United States Championship right here! No, kick out by Kurt Angle. Just managed to get his shoulder up off the mat at the last second. So Edge, that was a close call. He almost got Angle there. But look at this. Edge, he's got Angle up on the top rope, looking for a superplex. And Angle sent crashing down to the mat. Look at this. Edge is trying to make a break for it. He's trying to escape the cage. He's looking to crawl out the door. Kurt Angle, is he going to be able to shut him down? Look at this. Edge, he's almost there. He's just inches away from escaping from the door. Oh, but Kurt Angle's got the ankle. He's got Edge. Edge, oh, the door is closed. Edge, he's unable to escape the cage, and this match continues. But, yes, unfortunately in the newer games, because there is no match creator, you can't set it so that there is a pinfall and submission option, which is so much better for a steel cage matchup. Look at this. Kurt Angle with the cover. Could have Edge beat. No, kick out again by Edge. Barely escaped the roll-up attempt there from Angle. Oh no, he was going for a huge kick to the skull. Luckily for Angle, he was able to duck underneath. But now look at Edge. A couple of knee shots to the gut, and now a scoop slam. But the whole point of a steel cage match, at least I feel like, is, I mean, like, you can escape the cage. I mean, I guess that's cool and everything, but that's, you know, that's kind of like the heel's way out. You escape the cage. Because, you know, it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's just that way where you can beat your opponent without actually defeating your opponent. And, but, like, with the whole pinfall submission aspect of it, because then, like, the cage is meant to keep people in and keep others out. So, I feel like the whole point of a steel cage match is so that you win by pinfall or submission. But that's just me. That's me personally. But, you know, it seems like lately, a lot of the steel cage matches, they end by someone escaping the cage. And, you know, the whole point of a steel cage was meant to keep people out. And yet, you know, a lot of the more recent steel cage matches, like, take a look at Orton versus Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt versus John Cena. I mean, there's way too much interference for a steel cage matchup. The whole point is so that people don't get involved, and then you have instances like that where people are getting inside the steel cage and interfering in the matchup. Well, then what's the point of the cage if people can... I don't understand, but... Oh, wait a minute. Edge could be about to tap out here. Kurt Angle with the ankle lock. Could he force the Rated R Superstar to submit? No, Edge just barely hangs on. And he's back to his feet now. Drop kick right to the face of Kurt Angle. But, I mean, look at Edge. He's suffered tremendous amount of damage in this matchup. I mean, Kurt Angle, he's just got full control at this point. Edge, he's trying to turn it back around. And Edge, I mean, you know, it's almost now or never for him. Oh, look at this. He's looking for a submission of his own. Look at this. The Educator locked in right here. He's got the legs of Kurt Angle all wrapped up there. Kurt could now be forced to tap out. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Kurt Angle able to slip out of it. Refusing to submit. But Edge, at the very least, if nothing else, he was able to wear Kurt Angle down. And now look at this. Oh, Edge, he's trying to escape the cage. Edge, once again, trying to escape the cage. This time, he's going to have to climb his way out. Oh, but Kurt Angle, he's going to have none of that as he shuts down Edge's attempted escape. And now Kurt Angle, look at this. German suplex. Edge sent crashing into the mat, nearly on the back of his neck. Oh, now look at this. Roll up here by Kurt Angle. Could have Edge. 2 counts, but a kick out at 2 by Edge. But Kurt Angle now, he's got to capitalize at this point because, I mean, Edge has really turned the tide back in his favor. Kurt, he's got to put away Edge now while he still can. And he's looking to do it. He's looking for the angle slam, but, oh, Edge lands on his feet. Just barely managed to slip out of that one. That would have been the coup de grace for Kurt Angle. Edge wouldn't have got back from that one. Oh, but look at this, a spear in the corner. Taking down the Olympic gold medalist. And now Edge, you can see he's fatigued. He can barely stand at this point. And again, Kurt Angle thrown into the corner. Oh, face first into the steel cage. And now a spear by Edge. As Edge is just looking to... He's just looking to finish off Kurt Angle for good. Could that buy him enough time to escape the cage? He's looking to make another attempt here. Edge slowly but surely climbing his way up the steel cage. Kurt, you gotta get up. Oh, Edge has reached the top. Edge is at the top of the steel cage. And Edge, he has won this matchup. Edge escapes the cage. And we have a new United States champion. Edge wins back the gold. Well, I'd almost say that's a bit of an upset. I was expecting Kurt Angle to pick up the victory in this one. I mean, we saw We saw how it went down at the Great American Bash. Kurt Angle just really took the fight to Edge, but Edge, luckily enough, able to use that stipulation with the steel cage that he was able to escape. And now he's won back his United States Championship. Well, so, wow, okay. If any title was going to change hands, I was expecting it to be this one tonight, the World Heavyweight Championship. But, well, right off the bat, we have the U.S. title changing hands. We'll see if Triple H can defy those odds. Are the odds just stacked in favor of the Canadians tonight? I mean, Edge winning back his title. Now we've got Bret Hart competing for the World Heavyweight title. Perhaps the hometown, well, quote-unquote hometown advantage. Oh, no, I guess the proper way to do it would be quote hometown advantage, unquote. Perhaps that is the deciding factor in these matchups. Triple H, though, I mean, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about where he is. He doesn't care if he's in Connecticut, if he's in Canada, if he's in Kentucky. Triple H doesn't care. I mean, yeah, he just doesn't care. He just wants to win the World Heavyweight Championship. He wants to hang on to that gold for this entire series. I mean, so far, so good for Triple H. He's defeated Kurt Angle, Andre the Giant, and Bret Hart in that triple threat match back at the Great American Bash. And then, of course, that six-man battle royal, which included the likes of Kane, Big Show, Orton, Batista, and Triple H. He has faced any and all challengers to that title, and he's defeated them all. And he's looking to do the same to Bret Hart here tonight. And Triple H, I'm sure he doesn't care that it's a Hell in a Cell matchup. In fact, if anything, I'm sure that just makes him all the more excited for this matchup because, I mean, hey, they don't call him the Cerebral Assassin for nothing. Triple H, he is a destructive force in that ring. He's, very aggressive, and he will use this Hell in a Cell structure to its full advantage. So Bret Hart here tonight, he's going to want to try to keep this matchup inside the ring and keep it a more technical, mat-based style of match, whereas Triple H, he's going to want to get this to the outside, use the cage as much as possible. Oh, but Triple H, he's sent face first into the Hell in a Cell structure. And, well, looks like it's actually going the opposite way as what I would expect. Bret Hart using the steel cage, or the Hell in a Cell. I mean, it's made of steel. Kind of the same thing. Whereas Triple H, he's trying to stay in the ring. And again, Triple H sent crashing into the cell. And now Bret Hart tosses Triple H back in the ring. Oh, but Triple H going back to the outside as this fight continues. Triple H again, face smashed into that Hell in a Cell. But now he's taking the fight to Bret Hart with a couple of strikes here. And now tosses Bret back inside the ring. As Triple H, he has taken a lot of damage from that Hell in a Cell. I mean, Bret Hart just repeatedly slamming him face first, back first. It doesn't matter. Oh, but wait a minute. Triple H kick to the gut out of nowhere. Looking to finish Bret here with a slow motion pedigree. And that could be it. Bret Hart just got his pedigree checked into the cover. 2 count. And that is it, folks. Triple H, just like that, wins and retains the World Heavyweight Championship. Yes, I know, that was surprisingly short. But Triple H, I mean, he just caught Bret Hart off guard, and Bret never saw it coming. And in the end, Bret Hart, he couldn't make the cut. He wasn't good enough on this night to defeat Triple H. And the Games World Heavyweight Championship title reign will continue on, as now he's won yet another title matchup. Again, retains the title. I mean, Triple H, he's just unstoppable to this point. Nobody has been able to step up and defeat him. At least not when the title's on the line. And, well, perhaps no one ever will. So let's take a look. Fan change. Oh, yes. 550,000 fans for us. SmackDown just dominating the SummerSlam pay-per-view. The only thing I'm a little worried about now is that with all our rivalries coming to a conclusion, perhaps our ratings might dip just slightly, just because, I mean, all our rivalries are over. We have to start from scratch. But as we take a look at WWE.com, SmackDown has a bit more left in the tank for the SummerSlam event. And as you can see, Bret Hart and Triple H's rivalry has been amazing. The fans have enjoyed every minute of it. These superstars have lost blood, sweat, and tears in this feud, and the WWE folks around the world thank them for it. Well, yes, that is correct. Triple H and Bret Hart stealing the show multiple times, night after night, and they did it again at SummerSlam, as we can see. 5-star pay-per-view as we crush Monday Night Raw. They may have had stipulations, but we had the ratings advantage. That steel cage match, I was hoping that would do a little bit better. I'm surprised, actually, that it's only 4 stars. Gonna have to take a look into that. Maybe that whole thumbs down to the rivalry thing actually happened. Yep, that's exactly what happened. There it is, the blue thumbs down. That is the worst thing you could possibly see for a rivalry, because that means it's over. You're done. You gotta end it there, or you can commit rating suicide and, you know, keep it going, but that's a very unwise decision. But still, a 4-star match is nothing to sneeze at. It's enough to get us the advantage over Raw for the pay-per-view. And we do have a little bit of fatigue now coming out of that event for some of our superstars, so gonna have to take it easy for a little bit with, you know, Triple H, Bret Hart, Kurt Angle, Edge especially. Those 4, they were in those hardcore stipulations. We gotta take it a little bit easy with them. You know, we don't want to get a ton of injuries on our hands. No, that would not be good at all. But, yeah, that's the pay-per-view. Take one quick look at our champions. So, the only title that changed hands on the night was the US title. However, we're going to have to put the other 2 titles on the line in a little bit. I mean, of course, we have the British Bulldog, who, he's downright furious. He wants that title shot, so we'll probably pair him up with somebody to go for the tag titles, just to kind of get it out of the way. And as you can see, here we go. We're gonna go ahead, just kind of go through the list. Mankind as well, another legend that I failed to mention. So I'm not actually going to set them all to on, like, right off the bat. I'm gonna kind of space them out when I introduce them. Like, one week we'll have Hogan, another week we'll have Mankind, Stone Cold, The Rock, you know, that sort of thing. We'll kind of slowly introduce all these legends as I'm, like, making all these hand motions that you can't see. But that's it for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching, and until next time, keep on YouTubing.